enough of you, but you're here, so we're happy about that. All right, so we've got Aline and Chris. I think you could probably figure out which one's Aline and Chris, but just to be clear, Aline is standing here with the black shirt on, and Chris has the gray shirt on. Aline has a first gather of glass that she got out of the glass furnace there. I'll tell you a little bit more about the furnace itself in a minute. And that is a bubble of clear glass. Not a whole lot to see there, but it is a bubble. And if you're looking carefully, you can see the bubble. You can definitely feel the heat. So the glass was 2,000 degrees when she got out of the furnace. It's out of the furnace. It's now still over 1,000. How hot exactly? I have no idea. Chris has a little gather of clear glass, and then I think he has a chunk of white glass. Man, that thing's hot. That is screaming hot. Oh, yeah, but no, it's still really hot. The oven he's working out of is really, really hot right now. Are you guys going to be opening the doors much? Because if not, we should probably turn that thing down. It's kind of ridiculous. Give me a second, everybody. I don't... Okay, that'll probably get too cold, but we'll see. There you go. All good. All right, so Chris has a chunk of white glass that he picked up a little while ago and has shaped into a nice little cone. One of the questions we always get is, well, how do you get the color in the glass? The answer is we don't. The companies that make the color add metal oxides to the glass to make the different colors. So the simplest example I can give is they add They add cobalt oxide, and we get a beautiful cobalt blue glass. The white glass is far more complicated. It involves things like fluorine and I don't know. I'm not a chemist, so we're not going to get into that. But the short story is we buy glass, they ship it to us. A lot of it comes from Germany. In fact, almost all of it does now. I'll show you what that looks like if I can find some. Not there. There we go. So this is a rod of white glass. This is an opaque white glass. We take this, we break off chunks, and we use it. This is very similar to what Chris has on the end of that rod that he's using. It's glowing because it's so darn hot. Okay, so I have no idea what Aline is about to make here. So we'll just let it unfold. She's messing around with a blow hose. She's got a hose there that she can use to inflate the bubble on her own. So bigger bubbles. So she went back to the furnace while I've been jabbering on here. She took another gather of glass out of the furnace, and then she's inflated the bubble a little bit more. I have to put this away before I break it. Hi. Chris, what are we doing with this white glass? Talk to me. Spiral wrap, sweet. Oh, cool. So we have these rollers set up here and this stand here. What's going to happen in a minute or two, or 6 or 10, Aline's going to place her blowpipe here with the bubble. It's going to be out here. Chris will come over with the white glass. I'm going to attach the two, and they're going to turn. And then I'll let you see what happens next. Can I get the door for you? So we have two melt furnaces. One's electric, one's gas. They each hold about 300 pounds of molten glass. Here we go. Check this out. If you can't see, just look up at the screen if you can't see what's going on. Great shot of it there. So the rollers are offset, so as she turns, the pipe moves slowly back towards her. She's got this beautiful spiral wrap. Yeah, kind of cool, huh? Worth the price of admission already, yes? All right. Important to note that Chris and Aline and all the artists here have work behind you guys in the gallery. That's how they make their living. So we let you in for free tonight. We entertain you for free. We want you to buy their glass. We want you to buy drinks. It's the only way we make money on these things, all right? So I said it earlier tonight. I'll say it again. It's a terrible joke. It's like a dad joke. But, like, we're a for-profit organization. None of your tax dollars paid for this tonight. We don't get any grants or free money from the government to show you guys this stuff. We've been doing this for 21 years. We almost make it work. I mean, we make it work. So, yeah, thank you. I think it's worth applause, right? Yeah, we're a very rare art organization. We pay for ourselves. Thank you. Yeah. It's not easy. Okay, what's next, guys? They're not listening to me. Is this going on next? Sometime soon? Cool. All right. So, in this scoop, I have some other colored glass. This is what we call frit. This looks like it has at least 2 different colors, maybe 3. So Aline has taken this frit. This is crushed colored glass. She's mixed them together. She's going to add more clear glass to that white and clear glass she has right now. Then she's going to roll it in this. And I like to tell the kids, it's going to stick like sprinkles on a cupcake as long as it's hot, okay? Chris still has the white glass. Is that getting reused on this piece? Just saving it. All right. So he had some excess. We don't want to waste that. So he's going to just kind of reshape it. It'll get cooled and reused at a later date. All right. Put this back for you. You're welcome. What are we making? Is there anything on your pedestals that's similar that I could go grab and try to sell to these you know, gullible folks? Nothing similar at all? Kinda? Okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to go grab something off of her pedestals. I'm going to try to get somebody to buy something tonight. Guilt trips work. It's a very Catholic town, or a bunch of recovering Catholics at least. All right. All right, pardon me, guys, sliding back through. All right, so I don't want to distract too much. Aline, this is probably not quite right. A little small. You're going to go bigger, aren't you? All right, bigger version of this, but also with a spiral wrap, much more involved. This piece is a very reasonable $95. All right, everybody? So this has the frit that I showed you guys a minute ago. The speckled look is from frit. You guys are learning a lot about glass. How many of you watched Blown Away on Netflix? Oh, the same amount have been to Third Degree before. Cool. Well, so Netflix has a great reality show about glass blowing. There's actually 2 of the former contestants work right behind you guys. Season 3, runner-up and 3rd place, John Sharvin and Minhee have work in our gallery right now. You guys missed it. They were here last month. Celebrity glassblowers. I know. Who knew? I had dinner with them and lunch, and can you believe it? They're just like regular people. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different elements. Aline's piece will be similar to this, but bigger. We call this a floppy bowl. Why? You'll find out. This has a clear foot. She'll add this a little bit later on. It's wavy. We call it floppy. Floppy is not a great marketing term. It's just what we call it. Her piece will be different. It has the spiral wrap, so it'll have this lovely spiral pattern in it. And I'm going to guess it's going to be more of a, I don't know, 12 to 14-inch diameter, probably about, I don't know, what's that, 6 inches tall? Hers will probably be more like 8, 9. Okay. This is hers, by the way. The floppy bowl was made famous by Dale Chihuly. You've seen Dale's work at the Garden, probably. Seattle, of course, for the real fans. The Boathouse. So the process to make the floppy bowl is one of, it's skill, but it's also just sort of organic, letting nature take its course. You'll find out in a little bit. It'll be a nice surprise. I won't spoil it. Okay, so they'll have a little bit of time to prep things. Any questions while we wait? Cool. If you change your mind, raise your hand. Yes. What happens to the extra glass? Oh, if it's clear and it's clean, we can put it back in the furnace. But like this little scrap of white, she could choose to save. She might be able to use it somehow. A lot of glass artists are hoarders. Like you would save things like that indefinitely. Maybe one day you use it. You probably won't. So it just gets to run away. So important to note that that glass has not been annealed. It has not been cooled properly. So it could explode at any moment. If it's thin, it's not likely to do that. If it's thick, or if it has a variation in thickness, it's very likely to do that. That little tail there probably will just sit there. It could sit there forever. But it could also just pop right now. Yeah, so you can't have it. Yeah. Yeah. It is cool enough to touch. We should do the little like gather stretchy thing, huh? I'll do it. I got nothing else to do. I'll let you take that. So I like to do this silly little demonstration while I'm killing time. Looks like you guys have one of these? No?
Those are the ones we're going to use. That one, should you just grab this one?
Is Addison using it? Is it his? Oh, thank you, Tab, for stepping up and taking care of me. So I'm dipping this solid steel rod into the glass, taking a little gather here. So if I stop turning right now, do you guys know what would happen? Did you see that? I need to grab a pair of tweezers. Hey, Gavin, can you throw me a pair of tweezers real quick? So if I stop turning, it would have dripped to the floor, but I'm catching it. So we're going to just do a quick demo here to show you. Oh, nothing. That's all I needed. Just these tiny tweezers. I like to make an arch. Some of the artists can do, like Addison over here, can make a like a horse from like a gather of high class. I can't. So my big claim to fame is to make, you know, the arch. It's as far as I can go. So it's still moving. You can see it, but look what's happening. Like it's starting to. Like did you see that? Like it's starting to stiffen up. Chris came over to like help me with something. I'm just kidding. So where it's thick, it's still hot. Where it's thin, it's like already stopped moving. It's kind of, but it's also flexible. I should have glasses on right now. But I don't. Okay, so. All right, so Laline has added the frit. She added that mixture of colored glass. You can see that mottled, speckled texture on the outside now. She took a few heats, melted it all in, smoothed it all out, and she's going to go back for one more gather of glass. She's going to gather just a little bit more material. At the same time, so this 2,000 degree glass that I pull out of the furnace is now cool enough for me to touch up here, but this would still burn my hand. You can see, super flexible, kind of cool, right? And also, I mean, this is it. I don't know what thank you. Yeah, co-founder, that's right. Okay, she's going back for a gather. I usually let it cool a little bit, and we might let one of the kids like bend it around a little bit. We'll see. I'll probably step on it and break it. Okay, so final gather here. She's back into the furnace. Nice big gather of glass there. She's going to use a tool called the block. It's called a block because it's made of a block of wood. We're super complicated in the glass world. This is a giant version of the same thing. Sideways spoon, sideways ladle, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. These are made of fruit wood typically, so like cherry, for example. And they're usually made, well, not usually, they should be made from wood that's green. It's not been dried. The sap in the wood is really important. That sap is sugar, and when the sap burns, it turns into carbon. That carbon helps keep the glass from sticking. Along with the water, we keep them wet, but they do burn through. The purpose of the block is to even out the gather, because if we want to make a nice symmetrical piece, we need symmetrical glass. We need even wall thickness. We need the glass in the right spot. We control the shape of the piece by controlling the heat. Watch where that bubble expands. It was subtle, but it expanded where it was hottest. So the glass is cold up by the pipe. It's hot in the middle. And she tapered it so that the bubble wouldn't blow straight to the bottom. Once you blow the glass too thin, it's very hard to get it thick again. Man, I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. It's like 10 degrees, you know, feels like -6 last time I checked. So stay at least another hour. The bar will be open. Warm up with a drink. Oh, this is exciting. She's using a highly technical tool called folded wet newspaper. You heard me right. That is like 5 or 6 sheets of newspaper. Seriously. Folded in a very specific way. That's kind of true. We prefer the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. Post-Dispatch smokes a lot. There's a lot of kids here, so I won't say the next line, but because it's full of something. But so you can see the layers of paper actually burning through if you look closely. This is as close as we can get to touching the glass with our hands. So it's about a ½ inch thick. If you use it long enough, it gets hot. The water burns off. It feels hot. If we keep it wet, it lasts surprisingly long, but you can see like it's all over my hands. All right, I'll give this back. You probably need this, huh? Oh, cool. Next step she's going to do is she's going to cut in what we call the jack line. Wash my hands off in another bucket of dirty water. Okay, so the jack line is really important. We can't get the glass off the blowpipe without a defined place for it to break. So if I can get the overhead shot here, yeah, perfect. So from above, we can see what's happening. She's taking the jacks and she's squeezing the glass down. She's making a very defined line or a ridge in the glass. Not a ridge, a valley. The opposite of a ridge. I've had 2 beers. Doing okay. I think she laughed at my joke while she was working. That's good. All right, so Tab is shielding her hand with a paddle. That glass is still well over 1,000 degrees. You guys could feel the heat in the front row when she walked by, right? You can feel the heat when I open the door on the furnace. From there, right? Like you can feel that. So if that stuff's 6 inches from your hand, you feel it. Some of us like to be tough and just bare-handed, bare-arm it. She has a sleeve on. That's a good idea. All right. You'll also notice that it's constant reheating. The glass only stays hot and workable for a very short amount of time. Less than a minute in most cases. Hey, JD, I think we're going to have to upgrade the overhead cam. JD's behind the wall. The overhead cam just doesn't have the same quality. It's like washed out. I'm disappointed. I authorize a purchase of a new camera for the overhead camera. But I've also had 2 beers, so let's rethink that next week. Okay, so Aline is setting up the shape. You guys are wondering how it's going to get from that like sphere shape to this right now if you haven't seen this process. definitely doesn't make a lot of sense. The glass that is furthest from her will become the bottom of the piece. Very soon she'll be adding the foot. This chunk of clear glass on the bottom is going to be added separately. I would imagine that Chris is going to gather that up unless some other wonderful person is stepping in. I think you got it? All right. You're working the camera. You're doing a great job. It's your second time. Like, first time was earlier tonight. She did okay. Now she's really killing it. All right. So the foot is just this chunk of clear glass that will be added hot. It's kind of fun to watch. We'll try to get a good shot of it. Patrice, that's all you. Just be ready. It'll go on like this big blob and then gets shaped into this really nice little cylinder, for lack of a better term. So it's a very short cylinder. Questions? Did you get your raffle item? Nice. So Grady was the guy doing the flame demo in the other room about an hour ago. Yeah, I will thank him. I don't know if he's still here, but if I see it, he's very tall. I don't see his head yet. Give me a second. But I will thank him. Thank you for coming. Congrats. We have the second raffle winner in the audience, everyone. It's true, we give stuff away. All right. Quick reminder at 9:10-ish, after the demo, we will be doing the ceremonial burn. We'll be burning away all of your past, things that you want to let go of, just following the demo. Right before that, we'll draw the last raffle prize, which is another set of glassware and a couple of third-degree T-shirts. All right, a little bit more shaping there with the paper pad, and I think we'll be ready for the foot. See how our arch is doing here. Oh, it's still warm. Pretty cool. So people don't realize how flexible glass is, right? That's real glass. Like, it bends. It doesn't bend down here at the end. And this is still warm. It's probably still 120 degrees down here. It's like very warm to the touch. Do you want to feel this a little bit? Here. Here, grab right behind, right there. And then take your other hand, put it right above mine. Can you feel it? You want to bend it a little bit? Don't bend it too much because you don't have any glasses on. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, pretty cool. Did you know glass could do that? You probably did. You're pretty smart. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to recycle this one. All right, Chris is gathering up the foot. That arch will self-destruct in a little bit here. So he took one gather, let it cool. Second gather. This will be about the size of a kiwi, maybe a lemon. We'll go lemon, a big lemon. He's going to do minimal shaping. He doesn't want the glass to get very cold. Oh, he's actually going to drop it on the marble. I'm sorry. So this is what we call a drop foot or a cookie foot. There's a couple different ways to add the foot. I thought they were actually going to drop it onto the piece. This is another way to do it. So now they just have to center it up. Little turn to make sure it's in the right spot. Nice work. Let's give them a little round of applause on that one. Chris used a really cool pair of shears. These are called diamond shears because they make a diamond shape when you cut. As I tell the kids, I make the kids explain to me. These girls will probably help me with this one. You guys know what happens when you like roll out some Play-Doh and you take that plastic knife and you cut through it? What happens to your nice round log of Play-Doh? Is it round or does it get flat? All right, you're not playing along. That's fine. So we use these to make sure it doesn't get flat. We cut through the glass to keep it round with the diamond shears. If they cut through it with a straight shear, you get a flat line. It doesn't work as well. Most of the time, we're working on things that are round. I don't think they want these. All right, a little bit of fire coming off the wooden paddle there. And they're using 2 paddles to give that foot a nice square edge. When I say square, you say it's round. But it is square. Okay, next step of the process is one of the hardest parts for the beginners to master. Actually, it's easy if you have a good teacher, which we have a lot of here. So they're going to transfer this piece off of the blowpipe. The wavy edge of this piece is in fact the glass that's closest to Aline right now. That makes no sense if you haven't seen this process. But they're going to transfer the piece off of the blowpipe, and when they do, there will be a small opening in the top of the piece. The last few steps will be for Aline to take that small opening and make it wider. And the final step will be for it to make it very wide and then wavy. So they're getting pretty close. Chris is going to take another solid steel rod. It's called a punty in the glass world. Punty is short for pontile, which is Italian or Roman for bridge. So this is like a bridge. We're going to bridge the piece between the two things. He's going to take the gather, do a little shaping, but also cooling. If he just went right over and stuck that on the bottom of Aline's piece, it would be way too hot. There would be 2 problems. 1, it would probably be stuck so well it would never come off. 2, it would also be flopping around like crazy. So he's shaping it, he's cooling it, and they're going to create a temporary connection. You guys have seen the scar on the bottom of pieces of glass before. That scar is a very obvious indicator of it being handmade. Modern handmade glass, though, the scar is almost always gone because we actually melt it away. But older pieces, that scar was left quite intentionally. Okay, so they're sticking it on, making sure it's on center. Aline's going to put a drop of water at the neck, at that narrow area that she created earlier in the piece. Here we go. That water is going to stress the glass out right there. She's going to tap it as soon as she's ready. And Chris has the piece. Hey, actually, I'll take that tab. Hang on. Let me take it. Thanks. So, see the hole? Small hole there. It's quite thick, actually. So, but there is a small hole there. So the opposite of that is on her piece. So now she's going to focus her attention on heating that glass up and enlarging that opening. She has exactly 14 minutes to do so to stay on schedule. Hey, but no, take your time. We don't want them to leave. We want them to buy another drink. Somebody still has to buy this piece, or one of her pieces from her pedestal. Aline's pieces are in the middle row, second from the last grouping on that side of the room. If you don't like pink and white, there's plenty of other choices. And if you don't buy anything, she's going to feel really bad. I'm just saying. No guilt. All right, so check this out. So Chris focused the attention on the top of the piece. You can see it really well on the screen. It's glowing, but only on the top half. We don't really want to change the shape of the bottom of the piece at this point. So she's going to continue heating the top. She will keep the bottom warm. Warm in our world is over 1,000 degrees. If she lets the bottom get too cold, it could actually just fall off. Like fall off the rod. The piece that was made earlier tonight got too cold. When they broke it off, it shattered into a bunch of pieces. It was fun. And also an entire waste of at least an hour. That's the life of a glassblower. We spend lots of time breaking stuff. All right, real quick before she grabs this, she's probably going to use this tool soon, so I'm going to talk about it quickly. This cone is inserted into the opening, and she can actually blow and inflate the piece by making a seal on the lip of the piece. So sometimes the piece doesn't get blown out enough on the blowpipe, and this is a way to remedy that. You can actually inflate the top half of the piece after you've transferred it. My guess is that that will happen soon. So they're going to open it up a little bit. Chris is using a paddle to make sure that the lip stays nice and even and flat. Aline is using the jacks to enlarge the opening slightly. Okay. I haven't talked about this yet, but she's actually applying wax to the metal as well. Oh, I forgot about the lip wrap. Is that happening? So we actually apply beeswax to some of the tools. And the beeswax just acts as a lubricant. Keeps the metal from sticking and eliminates the friction. So I think they're actually going to wrap some glass around the lip of the piece. I think. Which this example does not have. Oh yeah, great shot. Great, oh, careful, easy. No, this is a good spot, yeah. You could probably get closer though. Let's wait and, no, I mean like, you know, zooming is not the same. Are you afraid? We gotta get in there. Just get in on the action. Like, it's more exciting if you get in the way and like things go sideways, you know? Like we like breaking stuff. All right, so Chris is taking another gather, or maybe he's just heating, I can't tell. It's all about timing and heat. Is it cold? Oh, yeah. Wow, you should have said something sooner. I wasn't looking. I got you. It'll get hot. I turned the oven down earlier. Got a little too cold on them. Oh, yeah, great. The lip wrap. It was just clear, so I guess you guys weren't impressed. Like, you're like, oh, no big deal. No applause or anything, jeez. Getting tired? 9 o'clock, I know. It's late. Most of you probably have kids. This is like a really late night. Anywho. So the clear lip wrap is just like a really nice, subtle touch. I could probably go find one of her pieces that has one, but I don't feel like going back out there because I'm getting tired. I have 3 kids. It's late. I'm kidding. Like, we're partying. Let's do this. All right. So, a little more time to reheat. Aline, you have 8 minutes to finish. I'm just kidding. I do need somebody to get the raffle tickets. We do need to draw the final raffle item. Is there anybody that works for me that can go make sure that that starts heading this way? Oh, raffle tickets. We're going to need to draw that soon. Thank you, Nicole. I was totally off earlier when I thought she was going to inflate the bubble with the Sophietta. Maybe soon, though. Next step. Okay. So if this looks like fun, we offer classes in glass blowing. Patrice over here took her very first class here. How long ago? When was that? May of last year. And she's already an accomplished glass blower. You can see her stuff on Instagram. She comes in and works by herself all the time. Unfortunately, our next intro class isn't until June because we have filled all the other ones. I know, right? But good news, we have private training sessions available all the time. Addison is one of the instructors that does that. In fact, he's one of the ones that does the most. And we had a little scheduling snafu, and this one happened tonight during the event. So we made it happen. Sometimes the scheduling things don't work the way they're supposed to, but it's okay. We figure it out. All right. I missed the inflation. Damn it. I'm so sorry, everybody. You guys saw it. She blew it up. All right. So Nicole has gathered the final raffle ticket drawing for us. In a few minutes, we will dump those raffle tickets on the ground. We will light them on fire, and then I will reach into the flames and draw the winning number out. Not yet. Not yet. We have to make this as theatrical as possible. Are there any more remaining raffle tickets out there? Probably not. Okay, Aline's getting close. So she's actually, it's hard to see on the overhead cam, but she is enlarging that opening. Thank you, JD, for trying. Unfortunately, Chris is entirely blocking the view. Patrice, you'd have to come over on this side. Don't worry about it. All right, now, the question is, where should we put you for the best shot of the final move?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right. I think we need to make room. I feel like she needs to be like right here. So, I don't know how many heats we have left. You want to come? Yeah, this is fun. We don't rehearse this. We don't like. There's no planning because there's no funds to do that. So, like, we just make this up as we go. Oh, this is it. It's happening. She's too fast, everybody. Look at that. Huh? What do you guys think? So there we have it, the floppy bowl. Because we flop it around. Nice. All right. So we'll hold back on the full applause until she gets it off of the punty into the oven to cool. Everything we make has to be cooled. It takes about 24 hours for that to happen. You guys can come back and buy this piece next week. Chris has got a pair of Kevlar gloves that he's putting on. Those gloves can withstand the 1,000+ degree glass for a few seconds. They're going to actually grab that piece of glass, break it free, and then she's going to use a small hand torch to smooth out that scar where the glass is connected to the pipe or the rod. Little tap, and it should come free. Okay, that's good. Little hand torch action there to smooth things out. And it's going to go into the oven, and then we will give them a big round of applause. Not yet, not yet. Hold on. Okay, all right. All right, and let's do it now. Excellent. All right. Excellent job. Would you like to take a quick gather and burn these tickets for me? Thank you. We'll make her do one more thing. All right, so final raffle ticket drawing. After this, we are then going to immediately do the ceremonial burn. First time, first annual. You guys will get to talk about how you were here for this first event at Third Degree. But let's burn these tickets. Okay. I don't know. How long? All right, that's perfect. I usually have to like complain that we didn't get enough glass. Will you pick that back up for me? Get that out of there so I don't. Yes, thank you. All right. Well, this could be rough. There's plenty. Oh, nope, that one's gone. Okay. Last four digits, 3543. 3543. I'm going to give this like 10 more seconds, and then we'll go back into the burning pile. Okay, that one's dead. All right. Next one. 3605. I got really bad odds here because there's like so many people here tonight, and they're all in the other room. All right, we'll keep going. I might save a couple of these just in case. 3533. Usually there's only like 6 people left. Seriously? Okay. Like, we're running out of tickets. Oh, this one, hold on, this person left their name on it for me. Nope, that's dead. Okay. 3741. Okay. 3726. This is great. I'm going to keep going. 3644. 3643. Do any of you have raffle tickets? Okay, I'll keep going then. Hold on. 3648. 3647. 3646. 3694. Yeah? Hey! All right. Okay, thank God. It was getting really uncomfortable. Like, I was literally just going to be like, all right, call out your numbers. We'll come up with something. We will get your, just take it to the front desk. Tell them you won. They'll believe you, and they'll get you wrapped up. You can wait a minute, though. All right, we need to get the ceremonial burn going. Gavin, let's go. So we'll leave this here. I need all of the things that we want to get rid of. We need, yeah, absolutely. We need a ladle. Aline, can you help me with this, please? No, never mind. I got it. All right. This is going to be a sight, I promise. How many of you have seen hot glass ladled through steel mesh into a steel box filled with paper containing the worst things that everyone wants to get rid of for last year? Have you seen that before? No. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, sure. So first we're going to start reading these. No, we're doing a ladle. I'm not reading anything. None of us can see anything. If you wrote your name on it, I'm sorry. John, it's okay. Okay. Oh, somebody tore theirs up. All right. Oh, we'll get that. We'll get that. Okay. It is what it is. Do I need to add the... All right, we're going to add some extra... We're getting really, really into this today, guys. Do that. Okay. All right, we've never done this before, so I can't guarantee the results. It'll actually, you know what, hang on. Let me scoot this back. You guys are kind of close. 1 second. Let's just go this way. Okay, that's better. All right, who is my ladler? Andrew, are you doing the ladling? We might need more than one, so. How many of you have seen glass be ladled before? Good, we're doing great tonight. So we have a giant ladle, and we are going to dump several pounds of hot molten glass onto this mesh right here. And you guys are going to witness the first ever ceremonial burn. If it doesn't go well, I don't know. Like, I guess all of your things you want to get, go. Well, let's just start. Let's just do it, and we'll see how it goes, guys. I don't have a plan. Like, we figured this out this morning. I welded that mesh on at 8 o'clock today. I don't know. The plan was totally different yesterday. If we knew what we were doing, we wouldn't be here, you know? Okay, here we go. Let's do another one. Absolutely. Yeah. One more. That was almost too fast. Can you be a little more dramatic about it? Like theatrical, like I want you to like spread it across. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, drag it across. Oh, yes. Yes. See, now we're learning. There we go. That's the ticket. All right. So, I've never like emceed a ceremonial burn before. Well, why don't we all just take a deep breath and let go of whatever it is we're letting go of. The paper is gone. So, cheers to 2024. I want to say we'll see you next year, but I'd rather say I'll see you next month. Deal? See you next month. So, the bar is open for another 45 minutes. You guys owe us at least one more drink, so go buy one. You need to buy a couple pieces of glass. We will see you next month. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope you guys had a great time. Cheers. Thank you, team, for making it happen. Thank you, sir. Yeah. It was perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. If you think something else is going to happen, there will not be an encore, so. Next month? Oh, it'll be something totally different. Yeah. We've got it. Come back. If we don't top it, let me know. The feedback is appreciated. Yeah, we'll try again. Yeah. We can just keep going. Thanks, guys. Pleasure. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. Oh, my pleasure.